Hey YouTube, this is Kerry scrapping for a dart. Well, I'm doing a quick little video here to show you some of the stuff I've been working on. We'll walk over here in front of the GP here. Got a nice stack of audio equipment that I got from my last haul. I got a couple other things there, but this is what I've been working on. There's quite a few of these. I think I counted 7 or 8 of these about this size, and I've got a couple other ones that are a lot larger. This is made by AMX. It's got a bunch of fancy words here. AXCENT Pro, Integrated Access Control Frame. For all that fancy stuff, these are pretty much obsolete. So they're not really worth much. I looked them up. If you want to wait a month and get 10 bucks, that's up to you, but I'm not going to wait a month to get 10 bucks for something like this. I'm going to pull it apart and get my scrap money out of it. So on this side is the front, and I went ahead and loosened this bolt already. If you pull that out, you can see there's some boards in here that slide in and out of these plastic trays. These have gold on one side that plug into almost like a motherboard on the other side. These shells on these things are all aluminum, which is cool because there's about 5 pounds of aluminum in one of these. Except for this little piece here that you have to take off. That is iron. I like that. Throw that in with your iron or steel. If I keep going around, you can see the back. There's that piece I told you it was kind of like a motherboard. This is a board that goes across the whole back on the inside, and that's where those other little boards plug into. These are all gold pins, and then these here is where your wires connect to. And these also unplug, but these are just brass or dirty brass. So I'm gonna pull this out of the way here and try to get to this other one that I've already taken most of it apart. Back to this little piece was on the front here, as you saw on the other one. Took it off. This is sheet aluminum. Okay. I took off the brackets I showed you, and those went on the back. And then there's a little bit of screws there. So if you pull this top off, set that aside. Here's that board I was talking about on the back. Just like a motherboard, you can see that these boards here that slide out, they plug right into there. So this is good stuff. You put these in with your motherboards, at least in my yard I can, and they'll buy them at the same price as my motherboard rate. So you got those two, and you got this, really heavy. And that this basically leaves you with a shell with some plastic trays that you just need to take off, and the rest of this is aluminum. Sometimes there'll be like little rivets or mounts underneath these that you got to pop off because it will make the aluminum dirty if you don't. Sometimes they're aluminum. You check them with a magnet and see. And basically that's about all there is here. I weighed everything out here, did the math. These are worth about $4.50 scrapped. Again, versus 10 bucks waiting a month. I'm just going to take my $4.50 now and move on. Remember, I have, almost 11 of these total with the bigger ones. So that's 44 bucks, 50 bucks, something like that in scrap for something I got for free. And that's just a small load or a small part of what I got. And I still got a lot more stuff to break down. But anyway, this is what's inside these. And then there's a little ribbon wire too, I forgot to show you. But just cut off those ends because there's gold pins in them just like you find in your computer towers. So anyway, that's what's inside this AMX AXCENT Pro. Hope you guys like this video. Please like and subscribe. Take care.